guys, Ralph here. Welcome to True Power Trumpet Fitness on this thrilling Thursday here in Connecticut. Life's good, guys. Life is good. Let's get right to it. Saw the thumbnail. The need, quotation mark, the need to overblow. We've all been there, man. And it's this primal instinct to overblow. Anyway, I played a lot this morning. My chops felt great once again. I had some clients, I had some students, I had some errands, and here I am back after several hours. Let's see if they respond. Okay? I'll try not to overblow. E flats and a little barbed wire race. Anyway, overblowing. Guys, listen, we've all been there. We've all been there. Maurice Andre has been there. Maynard has been there. Arturo Sandoval, I think he overblows. Bill Chase, I think he did overblow. Stan Mark, I think he was an overblower. Guys, you can overpower it to a certain degree. You absolutely can. I'm not going to say, God, I was doing it for many years. All right? But you don't get the control. You don't get the control overblowing. You can't play soft and pretty Pines of Rome or the post-horn solo overblowing. It doesn't work. It just plain doesn't work. You can get the extreme loud and high overblowing. That's what Claude Gordon has you do. You know, as you're going up the hill, step on the gas. Take a breath like you're drowning. That's it. Okay? And to a certain degree it works. Okay? But for the most part, for my money, at least it doesn't work for me. It really doesn't. If you can think of a guy that blasts his brains out and can still play soft and pretty, let me know. I can't think of one. The guys that can do high and loud and soft and pretty are not overblowing. James Morrison, Faddis, Maurice, they're not overblowing. I can't think of one that overblows and gets the other end. I can't. Okay? So, what causes it? I think it makes perfect sense, guys. If you want to play with a big tone, and you want to play with a bigger tone, we'll get to, you know, depending on the, you know, performance, professional situations and whatnot, just blow harder. Makes perfect sense, guys. It actually makes perfect sense. Our way of doing it, you want to play stronger, blow less, that doesn't make any sense at all. Until you know the physiology of it. I'm not going to go into the physiology of it because we've pretty much been there. All right? But the fact of the matter is, it is easier to compress a little sliver of air. Watch. Big as a house. Okay? It's easier to compress a little sliver of air than a tornado. Compress, control, whatever you want to call it. Okay? Now, I've told you before, I get off. Not so much anymore because I'm so cognizant of it. It's gotten to the point where I'm not playing professionally. I'm not playing with super loud bands, and I'll get to that in a second as well. But that has a lot to do with it. But I'm not trying to overblow anybody here because there's nobody else here. So I don't do it that much anymore. But for the longest time, well, first of all, let's go back even further. For the longest time, Jerry and I were overblowing. Yep. Let the air do the work. Let the lips get the nourishment from the chops that they deserve. Guys, we were doing that. No tongue at all. We were all controlling with the bottom lip. Okay? And we got results. There's no question we got results. But I didn't have the extreme loud and high and the soft without changing the mouthpiece back then. Now, it wasn't a 1SB, but still, we've refined the technique to the point where you can do both. All right? Now, I've told you before also, I usually, not so much anymore, but I used to get into it, overblowing, when I felt great. Once again, the primal urge. Geez, I feel like Maynard Ferguson. I'm knocking the walls down before you know it, I'm overblowing. Okay? Now, guys, as you know, I am always here for you if you need help. Always here for you if you need help. But before you call me, email me, whatever the case may be, if you are complaining, geez, I don't know what's going on, Ralph. The tongue just doesn't want to stay there above high C, blah, blah, blah. And you know, I'm getting tight. And, you know, when I try to play soft, I'm tight. Guys, you're overblowing. A seasoned practitioner of this protocol that knows what it's supposed to sound like, knows what the tongue is supposed to do, knows where it's supposed to be, and can't do it, you're overblowing, you're blowing your chops apart. You're blowing your chops apart. You've got a tornado instead of a sliver. You can't control the tornado. Nobody can. All right? Now, loud bands. It's a tough one. That's a tough one. Back in my day, it was unwritten rule. Whatever the lead player was doing, you follow. If you didn't like his phrasing, too bad. If you didn't like his articulations, too bad. You followed what he was doing. And if he's playing loud, you have to play beneath him. But that's in a perfect world. Okay? Now, what happens to all of us is, yes, you're playing lead and you're killing it, but your third and fourth trumpet player are blowing their brains out. You got a sound system that's knocking the walls down. You got a drummer that you can't hear yourself think. That's a problem. That's a problem. There's no question. What you have to force yourself to do when you feel the need to resort to violence, you have to think, guys, projection as opposed to trying to overblow them. You have to. Usually after a while, once they start hearing you, even without even saying a word, sometimes they will come down and try to emulate what the tone you're making. So again, think laser focus and projection and just hitting that person in the back row right between the eyes, as opposed to blasting and trying to overpower the organization. You're not going to win. You can't beat electronics unless you have a microphone right there from your face, and you better have a sound man that knows what he's doing. Okay? Another one, marching band. Guys, listen. You're outside. There are no acoustics whatsoever. The sound is just evaporating. Guys, and you've got a 150-piece marching band. You're not even going to overblow that. You're not going to overblow that. Not in a million years. You can, at least to a certain degree, you can cut through it. If the projection is right and the center of tone is right, you can cut through it. So if you're out on a job and you're overblowing like crazy, or you're out on a job and gee, it's just not working, what the heck is going on? I got a lesson with Ralph on Monday, but geez, this is Saturday night and I'm not halfway through the gig. Just imagine a completely cut the volume down and think projection as opposed to overblowing. That's the cool part. It will come back, if you know what you're doing, it will come back rather quickly. Even on a professional engagement, it will come back very quickly. Just for a couple minutes, if you have to, go down to a mezzo forte as opposed to a fortissimo. Trust me, guys. I know it doesn't come through on the laptop. That's as loud as you have to play. All right? All right. Anyway, that's that. When the need, that primal scream. That was made as that was one of Maze's albums, right? Primal Scream. When that primal urge just wants you to overpower everything and show everybody you're bigger and stronger, faster, tougher than everybody. Resist. Focus. Center. Pure. And compress the air. Compress a sliver of air as opposed to trying to control a tornado. All right? All right. Love you all, guys. We'll talk again. Talk tomorrow.